Marty said, he said, man, I'm always gonna get into good trouble. Always. If you put a sign up that say I can't video after I already came in a video, I'm gonna go to the gram and I'm gonna specifically allow young Black America to see how you do this. I'm gonna walk into the Rosa Parks run, particularly because of the lies pertaining to her. This is called chess, not checkers. Isaac, how dare you? Hey, how are y'all? Amazing. Now, I'm bringing y'all in the corner for a moment. I'm gonna tell y'all, Martin Luther King III. Make sure y'all all understand. Martin Luther King III. No problems. Loving this. We both have something nobody on site has. We got daughters. And you're gonna tell the truth from my daughters. Look, here, I told y'all this was gonna come. How are you? I know. I don't care.
Well, friend, you gotta leave. You can't be here to say they don't want
your manager?
Yeah.
Who your manager?
She's down there.
What's her name?
Would you like to speak with her?
You could tell me her name. You could tell me somebody came and tell you I wasn't supposed to be here, so I'm gonna imagine who was that person. Because I don't know who you are.
Don't give me a hard time.
I don't know who you are. So, I mean, who are you? I never met you before.
I just want to go sit down.
You popped up. What you popping up for?
That's all.
Wait, why you getting aggressive? What that mean?
Please just don't give me a hard time.
Who are you? Yeah. Why you screaming? You screaming at me? I'm up here in an exhibit hall, but you screaming at me. Why you screaming at me?
Can you please just leave?
I can come down the steps, but you with that
Not aggressive, sir. I'm just asking.
semi-aggressive posture. That semi-aggressive. It is. But you talking with your hands. My hands are down. I understand completely.
Can I ask you to leave the property, please, sir?
When I'm done looking.
You're not welcome here, sir.
Who are you?
I'm an employee here.
Did Barbara Harrison say I'm not welcome? You know who Barbara Harrison is? So go get Barbara Harrison and say I'm not welcome. I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe call the police.
Please do.
Please leave.
We just
sir.
asked
We
you
don't
to
want
leave.
Hey, how are you?
with you, sir.
Good, I'm
Who are you?
I'm Tangi. I'm the
Tangi.
services manager.
Hey, Tangi, I was just hanging out with Barbara Harrison for 39 years. I don't know who you are, but I'm busy.
I just told you who I am.
I don't know you. I know who Barbara Harrison is.
Okay, that's okay.
Okay, so I was just hanging out with Barbara.
You're not the only person who works here, sir.
But she's been the longest woman that been here, and you just knew.
That may be so.
But you're not security. You're not in the security. I've been here for years, bro. But why you looking at me halfway passive aggressive, son? And why you making this big scene?
I'm not making a scene. That's you, my brother.
I'm not. You approach me aggressively. That's why I be videoing you, because you we're gonna do it.
Say what
You aggressively, passively aggressively, son. And your posture here for Edith Scott Bagley and Coretta Scott King, who put this, even you and your posture, and the way how folks would be attracted, the way you came. And listen, buddy, you among your homes, I'm not offended by you. You ain't nobody to offend me, son. I've been here for 30 years, boy. You ain't nobody to offend me. Okay, great. That's what y'all want to
We
do.
don't need that.
I don't know who
We
you
don't
are.
need that. I
You're
just
approaching
told
me.
you
I don't know who you are.
I'm-
Okay, I mean, Barbara Harrison's the longest person. I don't know you. But Tangi, you're coming through using your hands. You're aggressive. Tangi, you're making a scene.
I talk like this.
Okay, but you're making a scene. Tangi, I was just walking in the exhibit hall. But you said you're calling the police. I'm waiting for the police to come because you said you're calling them. I want to make a report for you.
But we don't need all that.
I do, because you just created that. You just created that in order to create a facade for me, for Isaac. You just did that. That's why it was on time. When I walked up, your employees saw me walk up. You wait till I went inside, and we videoed the whole thing progressively through where you came up, and he was there to create this narrative and this scene. And that's all.
Can we just go on and go? Come on, let's just go on.
But I'm trying to figure out, I just saw Barbara Harrison. I don't know who you are. And I just heard Barbara Harrison a week at the Wreath Laying. I don't know who you are. You over Barbara Harrison means nothing to me.
That's okay.
Okay, so Barbara Harrison is the eldest
Watch, Barbara's going
Remember
to tell
here,
you the same
she
thing.
would have told me at the Wreath Laying when I just saw her and we
Okay,
were
but
hugged and
we're
we did her
talking
clip.
about today.
That was April the 4th. This is today. I don't know who you are.
What's your name?
You would have to know, lady, would you stop with this passive aggressive playing with me? Like, I'm trying to tell you that I'm waiting for you to do what you're doing with this. Okay.
I'd like to know yours.
You know who my name is.
Well, all I know is that you're somebody that's not supposed to be on the property.
Who said that?
Unfortunately.
But I'm telling you, recorded, Barbara Harrison said I was, so I'm asking you who says that over
So
Barbara.
Barbara told you you could be on the property.
I was talking to Barbara on the property at the Wreath Laying. So you're telling me something different? Oh, so that was the public part, but then this is the private. I'm trying to understand.
Barbara probably doesn't know you're not supposed to.
Barbara knows me, and Barbara, wait, Barbara, how long have you haven't been here for a year. Do you know how long Barbara's been here?
I've been here for 12 years.
Okay, so I've been here longer than you. But you've only been here for 12 years. You came during Isaac. Who said I wasn't supposed to be on here?
Security and the management.
I
So we're
just...
going to ask you to leave. If you were supposed to be on the property.
I'm going to be chivalrous with you, but I'm definitely going to put you on tape here for Marty the Third and for Little Yoki and my daughter. I definitely have no idea who this lady is or this one. Now, this y'all ladies, but you haven't, listen to me.
No,
One of the things you're shaking, you're doing all this other stuff, we're done. I appreciate your posture and your dismissiveness hanging out here and your guy who's passive aggressive. What doesn't make sense is I was in an exhibit hall and then you popped up passively aggressively with this young lady and this young man. Then you had your young man over there, but you had a young man approach me violently.
I did not have
Okay, ma'am, I don't know who you are. And the fact that I'm asking you, you just, lady, I'm not dismissing you because I'm sure showing the same posture that the Scots would. But you don't know who I am. That's a challenge.
Yeah, I kind of
It is. You know who I am?
Yeah.
I'm the last son of the Scots. Yeah, I'm the patriarch of the Scott family, and you wouldn't have a king without a Scot, so I'm sorry. I could care less who you are, ma'am. When you get dismissive, when you get visually dismissive, I could care less who you are, ma'am. Ma'am, I will come here and act the same way that I was from you, Edith, and Yoki, and everybody who established it before you did. And you won't disrespect this with your newness. You need to have a new posture, ma'am. A level of professionalism and sacred respect for what's here. You have no idea what's here. You've been here 12 years. You're a King Inc. employee, not a King Center employee. There's a prophetic difference.
That's okay. Well,
It is, lady, and you don't know what it is. If you would have known what I was shooting, if you would know what I do for the Scott family, then you wouldn't say that. You don't know anything. Ma'am, I will be welcome here and forever. Ma'am, watch this. When you going and I'm going, and my daughter and Lil Yoki be running around, it'll be the same way. Like Marty the Third's daughter and my daughter, they'll run here when Isaac and Bernice and Alvita and everybody who doesn't have kids go. The one thing that you will never be able to do, just so you understand, you'll never trump Angela, you'll never trump Marty the Third, and therefore you'll never trump me. So that's where you are. You're a trump each. Ma'am, stop. I'm asking you anything the other ranking employee before you that says anything other than that. You don't say that. You have nothing of substance, but you're calling the police and you want to create a scene. Thank you, ma'am. I'm waiting for the police. I told you that, but you just want your sense of authority and whatever you wanted because you wanted to stop me from being in an exhibit hall. We started. I make you create these policies. No camera, because Kay gonna come teach. And we gonna call the police again. And Kay gonna wait. King Jado boy. Make sure you get that. I mean, lady, I don't know who you are, but I don't know who you are. Ma'am, please go head on. You're definitely not it. Oh, we go again. Now, for those who don't, we on the ground. Did y'all love it? Did you see it step by step? I showed you how we walk through the Rosa Parks room and a new policy shows up. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Isaac, Ferris, what are you, the senior faggot? Now, I'm going to tell you. She's been here for 12 years. So, Bernice is grandma. Your grandma, Bernice. One of the things you said is that men and women mourn differently. Let me go on the record. This ain't got nothing to do with or not. Bernice's grandma, so y'all leave her out of this.
when you pull up that Mompreneur Squad picture, you see amazing Grace Banks Sullivan on the left. You see Coretta Scott King in the middle. That's my mama on the right. In 2011, cause these folk been here for 12 years. In that hall, I threw that party in Watch Night 2011 because my mother and Edith Scott Bagley and amazing Grace Banks Sullivan, how are you? They made me do that. Now, what nobody knew was that God was going to move Isaac out the way and put Bernice over here. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing that we got to deal with that's about 30 years old. That's the fact that Isaac, you your mama's son and you your daddy's son. But you nothing like your daddy. You the scumbag that got Bernice really under the thumb with all this Trump political shit. You and Shannon Jones. And you try to manipulate what you feel as though is your authority. But the crazy part is, son, you not a king. And you not a Scott. You a Ferris, you fucker. That's what it is. And we talked about it, so we want to let this go. In 2011, when my mama died, and when Edith died, and when Mama Grace died, if you notice, you never see Martin Luther King III around. You never see me around. Marty cannot patriarch both families. You cannot be the patriarch of the King family and the patriarch of the Scott family. That's too much pressure. Now, I am not a Scott boy, but I am proud to be the son of the Scott mamas. Now, Arturo, he not aggressive. That's Edith's son. Marty III, he not aggressive. I'm going to tell you what me and Marty III both got. We got daughters. Now, this block is not the block of prophetic black men. It's the block of prophetic black women. So, Isaac, your mama included. This the church's Jenny, Celeste Parks. Her daughter, Alberta Christine Williams King. Her daughter, our prophetic big mama, the great Dr. Willie Christine King Ferris. Her daughter, the great Dr. Angela Ferris Watkins. Her daughter, baby boss baby. If you notice, when we talk about first daughters, ML's first daughter is the Yokemeister. Marty III daughter is Yoki. I'm going to tell you something. Whatever we do in our generation, you will not pervert this with all these satanic images and switches and philosophies for our daughters. Now, all you New Jacks, you must not know how this go. You must not. And the aggressiveness that you think you got, if you don't park that, like, decide where you fake the facade that you sweet and nonviolent. I bring the camera out to showcase your real colors. You use your false sense of authority. You lord it over people. Let me use some Bible language. But you're not your parents. Isaac, you're not shit. You fucked up every single initiative that our parents had pertaining to the kids because you never hung out with us. Now, Bernice, I never seen all this school stuff she got. You know what I noticed? She's a Scott woman. She got the same thing. She got her version. I finally, after with Barbara Harrison, I stopped for a minute. I do a lot. And looked at Nonviolence 365. It's her rendition of the same work that Edith and Corey were working on. But she got to clean up behind your bullshit, Isaac. She has no way of knowing what really got done because of your bullshit, Isaac. Because you want to get paid. Because really, Bernice is not picking between her aunts. Marty III, at Dexter's wedding, said me and Bernice gonna start talking about everybody who put some work in, including Mama Edith. Now, my thing is, matter of fact, when these niggas came up with this 80 King scam, I celebrated Naomi. She's still a mama. But you weird ass niggas ain't gonna decide that you're gonna pick which mama got the bag and you're gonna take Alvida's mama because Alvida got that Trump bag. You must be out your mind. When Mama Edith, I ain't even talking about my mama at all. I ain't talking about Corey at all. I'm talking about Mama Edith. You think and Bernice, inside of herself, she can see all the fucking lies that Isaac says. Every time you go behind your grandfather's desk, you lie about the interaction between Edith, Corey, and Daddy King. You lie about everything. You're a big fucking liar. That's all you are. And your lies, the corporate, hurt the people out here. Nobody gives a fuck about you, son. Nobody likes you, son. You know, your mama, she represents the mamas of this Baptist village. So we got two sons. We got the weirdos like Isaac who hang out. Then we got mama real sons who be out back. I don't know what you think is going on, but talking about you calling the police, talking about you calling somebody, cool. I'm going to be in back of the church where I've been beating niggas up for the past 30 years. Matter of fact, if a young nigga in this fucking neighborhood disrespected one of the church mamas, the neighborhood would drag his ass back here till I pulled up to beat him the fuck up. We used to have a circle back here. The park service now, behind the birth home, they got the two garages. You might not like this lesson in back of the church. This is a Daddy King lesson. You know why? Because we boys in an urban hood community. And every once in a while, we need to get that aggression out. So you know what we're going to do? Take it out back. Oh, the mom is in 114. Y'all go up here in the house inside of the friggin' the daggone garages. Y'all get that out your system and then get your butts back down here in church and clean it up in front of your mamas. Problem is, Isaac was such a fucking mama's boy, he never came outside to get smacked around. So we got a pretentious sense of entitlement. I really don't have a beef with Warnock. I just like to iron myself in his space. Warnock dealing with half of the shit he dealing with because he got fucking Shannon Jones fuck ass. And you know why they did that? Stabbing him in the back. You know who quarterbacked it? Isaac. Warnock ain't been here long enough to go along with this shit. Only people who could pull this shit down is Isaac and Shannon. That's why they cut out like that. And the crazy part that you miss, Isaac, that we do is we grow up generationally. I told everybody in the beginning of the year, we broke both switches. The code switch and the dimmer. The code switch, that's why I come out back. Because our mamas in the black church, I'm going to tell you something. They've been raising us black, rugged Baptist boys a long time. And mama know she got two types of sons. She got the weirdos who always want to be on the preacher lap. And then mama got them sons that be out back. If you ever disrespect her and the babies, you know what she gonna do? She gonna call her other son. You know what we gonna do? We gonna drag your ass out back here and beat you the fuck up. That's why we got the basketball court back here. That's what we do back here. But the whole, and it's not that we violent. It's not. We young black African boys. We got aggression. It's that we gotta work stuff out. And what this is a community. You can't ostracize a group and talk about inclusion when that group was the foundation of some shit. For your bag. I know, that's the heavy part. For your bag. You keep telling on yourself. You get one dumb security staff who try to set up, you call APD. Watch this. APD don't really like you. I don't know if you realized it. We just had this suicide conference where I had APD officers and our boys dealing with the real issues and the grassroots level. So it's crazy that y'all be like, Well, listen, let's call them on K. They pull up like, K, what you doing? Exposing their shit. And it's not Bernice. It's not. Bernice is double grandma. You know the problem I got talking to Bernice? As the Scott boy, she's Bernice. Do you know who Bernice Scott is? That's grandma. She got grandmom on the Scotts, and she got grandmoms on the King side. You know what she dealing with and her shanana inside of everything? Oh, shit. I don't know what they doing out there. Great. You know what she's supposed to do? Provide our girls with the prophetic posture that they need to be inspired to deal with their brains over boobs.com. You know what I'm finna do? Emulate the rough ruggedness that allows our boys who going through circumstances, situations, unable to articulate themselves, to realize somebody at the church cares. When we talked about the suicide issue amongst a lot of our urban boys, black, white, orange, yellow stripes, or green with pink polka dots, we talk about their sense of self-worth. That when they come to historic institutions that fought on behalf of the marginalized, my 16, 17, 18-year-old little boys out here, there's no place that accepts them. In order for them to go here, they got to shut up and go along with it and bow down and placate. Otherwise, they can't be a child of God. Otherwise, they can't pursue. Otherwise, they're a problem child. We're going to call the police. Well, notice something. The police have real crimes. They're not going to be weaponized by you to cover up your spiritual assault on our children. It had to come to this. We've been dealing with a satanic cult and its after-school Satan club for 8 years now. You know when Lucian at the satanic cult, when his after-school Satan club really got a good foothold in my urban middle schools and high schools and really started to put some work in to my young colleges, right when Donald Trump and Betsy DeVos ripped everything out. You know what our kids needed? They needed this cornerstone. Isaac, you sellout. I ain't bring Alvita in this. She a girl. But see, and what? I ain't bring Dexter in this. Nobody was here but you, Isaac. And you, Shannon. And so you knew how the elders were working. You knew what they was on. And as soon as Warnock got in the mix with the pressure of trying to hold some shit down, here come your snake asses. Now, Warnock, you did fuck up with Vaughn. I mean, him and Brittany, that was a clusterfuck. But hey, listen, the guy just went in the Senate. Leave him the fuck alone. But Shannon, like I brought you in here as this youth minister. And you up there now talking about them kids. How in the world were you ever professed to be the youth minister, executive pastor here? You talking about motivating a group of kids. You talking about them with them kids, them kids, them kids. You going to empower somebody you keep in your language disassociating yourself so they feel like they unwanted. And then you done orchestrated it so we ain't got no place to get the boys together. You know what it's like for us to try to navigate. We should have the boys together every Saturday. But every first and third Saturday for the past 3 years, we had to do that shit on our own. We had to come up with space on our own. We had to do everything on our own. Now you want to come take pictures. Oh, the Obama Foundation, my brother's keeper. Now fuck you, pussy. We've been talking to our kids for 3 years. They watched all this shit. Now you want to come out and take pictures. You want to throw them under the bus real quick. Then after you throw them under the bus, you're going to try to come out and talk about you advocate for them so you can get some charitable political contributions. You don't shut the fuck up. What's wrong, Isaac? Am I dealing with you out back in the church parking lot like your mama never let you get dealt with? And you ain't even getting beat up like your daddy wanted you to get beat up. You just getting preached, pussy. You getting punched on with pericopes. How can you be the senior fellow? You never read your Bible. Does it make you upset? Huh? How you disrespected your mama over at Spelman? How you disrespected all of our mamas? I'm sorry, son. I'm not in the pulpit. I'm out back. Like we used to be when we was kids. Cause your mama going, now we're going to deal with you out back. Because when we look at our babies and we look at how our babies feel, you know what the key ingredient of the screw up is? You, weirdo. It's a mama out here. I'm going to watch my language. Bernice got to come clean up what you screwed up here. Then you know what you did? After you screwed up here, you went down SCLC, you did an interview sitting in that sacred boardroom talking about them kids. You telling yourself when you say them kids. You know what you do when you say them kids? We them Black Baptist church kids all grown up. But you never came out here with us. So you never one of us. So you didn't like us. So you don't like our kids. So you waited for your parents to die so you get political position to get back at our kids. If I wasn't prophetic, I'd hang you, pussy. But instead, I'm going to provide an example for our children. We had a mama. Let me walk up and get the footage. I'm coming for you now, boy. Congresswoman McBath. This is a congresswoman. Praying mama. Got a praying son. I looked at the kid. I did some research. Great kid. Listening to hip hop. At a stoplight, gets murdered by a weirdo talking about he listening to rap trash. Now, this ain't Warnock's fault. When you're a senior pastor and you hire a new executive pastor, you're going to give them the opportunity to have administration over the church, because that's what an executive pastor is. You have to have administration of the church. So when I talk about Marty III, talk about losing original Yoki, like 2007, last ecumenical service, Yoki was dancing. And what it was it wasn't Warnock. It was Shannon Jones who was supposed to introduce her. On her father's holiday, she stopped. She would not dance. She would not perform when Shannon introduced her. Made me go behind the desk to introduce her. That's a clue, hint, hint. When Barack won the election, and you see that big clip from Ebenezer, I was trying to figure out why Senator Leroy Johnson made me stand right there. CNN says Barack won. You see that big clip? You see me standing there. See police Shannon come by and keep going. Hey, y'all, have you noticed it? Shannon came and keep going. Now the next weirdo is you, Vaughn. Now, this is the March for Your Lives rally. This is little Yolanda's brand. You are the executive pastor of the church, pastored by her great-grandfather. You the new executive pastor. This is your introduction to the Atlanta community. You walk out with a Velcro collar, some Velcro shoes, staying with all the white folk. You got a index card, son. You read from this index card, it seemed like my story. I grew up in the house and I had a gun and I didn't want to see my little brother get hurt. And I hope we have a marchless world. This is the march for your lives. This is where we march. How dare you say we have a marchless world? Then shout out to Connie Smith and the work she do on the creative arts department. Deacon Connie Smith Lindsay. Connie taking pictures. After Connie get done taking her pictures, she getting caught up in the movement, because that's what we do. You slide back in the sanctuary. This woman, you're nobody, new boy. You just finished a theological degree. You'll get put here as an executive. You're supposed to, that means you're a glorified secretary. You're supposed to assist Warnock in reaching the community. You'll come out here with all our kids and our mamas and everybody in the Yoki March with a congresswoman, and then you go back in the church. Then we, with this congresswoman and the community, gotta walk up Jackson, gotta walk down friggin' Edgewood. This lady, I'm running inside of stores to get this congresswoman a friggin' bottle of water that's cold because she, as a mother, as a congresswoman, it's like 90 degrees that day. She walking with us as an example. But you, instead of showing solidarity with Warnock and the community, you take your buffoon butt back in the sanctuary. You let all of the children who have seen represent. Now, Warnock, when you're the senior pastor here, you got to delegate some things. You've been delegated this responsibility. Yeah, I'm going to call you out. Because the politicians and the people on the camera might not have seen it, but my kids did. The next generation did. And that developed your reputation out here, son. This not Massachusetts where you came from. This the ghetto. Stuff travels. Then we got outreach. And that's cool. That's real. We had COVID. They came up with that crap they talking about Warnock. All right, get on some outreach. Do you know how easy it is as the executive pastor of historic Ebenezer to call up a food bank and get some new canned goods dropped off? That is not what Vaughn did. Vaughn, Brittany, go ahead out there, take some pictures, and let's cycle all that old stuff out here. We literally, now, if we thought it was a mistake, Peace King, if we thought it was a mistake, and it's a logistical nightmare, you could say you didn't know, you could say that, but then when people get sick, and you ain't out here, so I got to come down and lend you some hood notoriety, and my folk like, K, that shit you giving us old as fuck. What you talking about? Deacon Marvin Brinson, before he died, used to park right here. Hey, Deacon Brinson, they said that thing on. Brinson, I don't know, young man. What's he gonna do? Deke, I got 2 families need something to eat. I'm gonna go drop it off. I'm gonna pick it up. Okay. I still got them family joints that will not one of the chickens frost burn like a motherfucker. They took that bitch out that bitch like, goddamn. And folks so hungry they tried to cook it. Canned goods dated 2021. Hold on, bruh. You bring it up to Vaughn. You know what this motherfucker says? Well, I'm going to tell y'all what he brought up ahead behind. The Good Samaritan Act. Let me tell y'all what this is. The Good Samaritan Act says you cannot be prosecuted for giving homeless people or marginalized people expired food. You can't sell expired food. If you try to sell expired food, you going to jail. But it's this little technical, legalistic gray area that if you giving people old food, it's not a crime because you're giving it to them. So you're not trying to profit. Weirdo. We Ebenezer, nigga. We got the bag. If not, we in Fulton County. We got the bag of resources. Let me make a phone call. No, let me cycle it through because I don't care about folk and take pictures. You know, I had to take a step back after I looked in the eyes of Barbara Harrison and I realized something. When Mama Amelia had her 100th birthday party up there, or not, you ain't come over and send nobody. The 30, nigga, do you know what that wreath laying meant to Mama Ferris? First wreath laying without her. Your fuck ass don't send nobody from the church staff. You niggas weird. Like, you ain't noticed something? We teaching authority. Y'all so fucking new living in this bubble. I run this Fulton County shit in the Holy Ghost. Like, I'm the EOD, baby. I preach a real rugged EOD, explosive ordnance disposal. I typically blow and punch and beat shit up. I'm just preaching. And no, you don't like it because it doesn't fit your political agenda. The hood getting glory from it. You ain't called, the police ain't here yet? How y'all on mass incarceration? How you on love? How you on nonviolence? You try to perpetuate a fight with these passive-aggressive weirdos that say you calling the police and you've done it so much. Notice something. You've never been outside. So though they respect your parents, nobody likes you. Not in this community. I don't know what Bible you got. Jesus talked about those who lord it over them, but your percentage said of entitlement. All right, I don't know what y'all doing, but I'm going to go back down to the government center and hang out with my homies. Fuckers. Hoorah.